Is this the week that BYU finally goes down? It's a time-honored tradition at this point here on Locked On College Football to ask that question. Will BYU finally lose this week? They feel destined to lose at some point. They're at home here, Kevin, and their favorite, by the way, I think Colorado is going to smack Utah 28-10. Score prediction on the Buffs, real quick.
35-10.
35-10. Okay.
Favorite Colorado.
Yeah. I'm not putting a lot of faith in the Utes. I don't even know if Utah will get to 10 points, but hey, congrats to them if they do. But going back to BYU here, because I have dubbed them the team of destiny. They are winning games they have no business winning. They had a 4th and 10 inside their own 10, a 4th and 7 inside their own 35, needing points in both situations with less than 2 minutes to go, and they wind up winning the football game. Like, that's got to run out eventually. But I'm not banking on that to run out at home. No. I don't care what the people in Provo are getting juiced up with. LaVell Edwards Stadium is awesome. I have been there. I've called a game before. It's a great environment. The fans are outstanding. The game day atmosphere and experience for fans and media alike is really, really good. BYU is a slight favorite here against Kansas. Now, this is a Kansas team.
It was very similar to Iowa State last week. We had the same issue.
Yup. Mm-hmm. And I look at this game, and Vegas is trying to tell me that it doesn't believe in BYU. It's saying, yeah, we're going to favor them by 2.5. I'm like, oh, so it's in Lawrence then? No. Oh, wait, no, Kansas plays neutral site games. That is right. So it's at Arrowhead. No. It's in. Is this a weird one-off neutral site game? No, it's in Provo. They're trying to tell you they think Kansas is good enough top to bottom to hang with BYU. And guess what? They are. They are. If they can hang with Iowa State, they can hang with anybody in the Big 12. But, well, this is definitely the week. This is the week that BYU goes down. Kansas in an upset here. Kansas on an upset in Provo, 28-24. Real BYU fans, they get it.
Yeah, they get it. They know your little shtick there. I don't think BYU loses this one. I think I said this last week, but I do think they lose next week to Arizona State, which isn't the question here. That being said, I think they win a close one. I think it's going to be like 24-21. Kansas is like oddly the hottest 3-6 team I've seen this in the season in the country.
They're
right
the
now.
Best 3-6 team in college football.
Right. So like this is going to be another week for BYU where I think they're pushed to the brink. I just think that they kind of have that juice, that sort of that caffeine, if you will, in their blood right now. That's just helping them win games.
I agree. They've got that magic, but it runs out. It runs out this week against Kansas. Just you wait and see, BYU fans. That's for me, Spencer McLaughlin, noted BYU hater, obviously. Let's talk about Iowa State, by the way. They're playing Cincinnati. They're at home. I don't know. Iowa State... Yeah, so that's how I feel about Cyclones right now. But I think they're winning the game. I'll go with a weird score just for fun, 25-20. I think Iowa State will beat Cincinnati.
Yeah, so this is when Iowa State blows them out, right? When you have no expectations for them, that's when they perform their best. When you have expectations for Matt Campbell and Iowa State,
that way.
That's when they let you down. So I'll probably go like 35-17 Iowa State, and then everyone's going to be like, oh, Iowa State's back. And it's like, no, they just can't win the games that they have to.
Would you like to... Yeah, sorry, but would you like to know a team that has a legitimate chance to get to the Big 12 championship game and is a big fan of its former Pac-12 brethren, the Utah Utes, this week? Arizona State.
Oh, yeah.
Arizona State needs Colorado to lose one game, and they have to win their final 3, and ASU would be 10-2 and into the Big 12 championship game, presumably against BYU in that spot. They go to Kansas State. The problem for Arizona State, of course, they're at Kansas State. They host BYU, and then they have Arizona. And boy, I didn't have ASU favored over Arizona on my bingo card before the year, but that's certainly the case. I don't know if Brent Brennan's coaching for his job this week. There was a rumor from Jason Shear at Wildcat Authority that he is potentially on the hot seat 1 year. I mean, it's not going well. Well, let's talk.
It's just crazy.
It is crazy. I think it's a little. I think it's a little bit crazy. We'll talk about that in a bit. But Kansas State favored by 7.5, hosting Arizona State. I think ASU covers. This is a good Arizona State team. That number's up to 8.5, by the way. I think Arizona State goes in and keeps it close, but I don't think they go in there and outright win. 31-24. I like Kansas State.
Yeah, I don't trust Arizona State on the road is my issue. And so the road game, the little apple, as they call it, I'm picking Kansas State here. I think I think Kansas State covers, though. I think it'll be we'll go like 28-17 kind of vibe here. Is the mathing on that? Did I math correctly?
You did. Yes.
Okay.
28-17 covers 8.5.
I lost all confidence for a quick second. That's 11.
Kevin needs to come locked and loaded with a calculator here, making his appearance on the show. I'm actually going to revise my prediction because I like Arizona State's defense, Kansas State at home, but 24-17. 24-17, I think at Kansas State will get it done. How about West Virginia and Baylor? This game is at West Virginia, and that's the only reason I have to pick the home team. Baylor's one of the surprise teams in the Big 12. Dave Aranda's in the process of going to a bowl game and definitely saving his job for another season in Waco. If this game were in Waco, I'd pick Baylor. This game's in Morgantown. I'll take West Virginia, who picked up a nice victory last week.
Yeah, I'm actually going to ride with the Bears. I think they're the best team that's 5-4 in the country. I love Sawyer Robertson. I really do. Honestly, I remember when they played Colorado, and it was like, who's better, him or DeQuan Finn? And like watching him play, I was like, how is that even a question ever? Like Sawyer Robinson is the guy for me, and I just don't know if I trust Neil Brown to be consistent. Like, this is like the battle of coaches who should be fired but keep accidentally winning. So I'm going to go with Baylor. I'm going to go 24-21.
The unfortunate reality is that that's a factual statement, is both fan bases have pockets of them that are just waiting for the game that will get their coach fired, and he just keeps on winning. He just won't go away.
They're like little cockroaches. They're just like, you could
just there.
They're just there.
They're just there. But both guys are doing a fine job. They're not doing a bad job. They're just not doing a great job. They're like my beloved Portland Trailblazers, stuck in neutral, or my beloved Seahawks, stuck in neutral. It's a good thing I have a college football team where sports would be complete misery, because the Mariners are also stuck in neutral. So the Friday night game is Houston at Arizona. Arizona's favored by a point.
Oof.
I continue to think that Arizona is going to figure it out. Yeah. And I continue to be wrong. And Arizona is the inverse Colorado for me with regards to my preseason expectations. People had Arizona propped up as a Big 12 title contender. I said, no, they're not that team. And they're not. But I thought they were a bowl team. Some people had Colorado's going to stink again. They won't be better. And I said, no, they're better. They're a bowl team, 6 or 7. I'll go with 6. They've obviously already won more games than that and will get a win against Utah this week. Arizona is not going to be a bowl team this year. I mean, I'm not picking them again until they prove to me they can win football games. I mean, it's bad for Brent Brennan. And I mentioned earlier, Jason Scheer, Wildcat Authority, tweeted out that there are some rumors, apparently, that Brent Brennan's job security could be on the line. Be a fat payout for Brent Brennan. He wouldn't be struggling to get by financially there, but he'd be without a job. But I'm taking Houston to win. I've got no faith in Arizona because they're not just losing. They look bad. They look bad on both sides of the ball. They look completely and utterly lost. Give me Houston in a close one, 24-21.
Yeah, I think Houston wins. Houston's hot right now. They just beat Kansas State. They beat
Houston
Utah.
could go over 500 in the Big 12 if they win this football game. I don't think most people realize that.
Right, and Houston I don't think most people realize this as well. They're 2 wins away from a bowl game. They got 3 games left counting this one, and Arizona and Baylor seem like the more winnable of the 2 when you look at the last one, which is against BYU. So I'm going Houston here. In terms of Brent Brennan, he should have never left the comfort of Nick Nash's arms at San Jose State, because he had it all there and he lost it all. So tough situation. But yeah, I'm going Houston. I think this game's going to be ugly, though. I expect like a 17-14 kind of game. Ugh. I thought Noah Fafita would be like one of the best quarterbacks in the country, but he's like fallen off a cliff and been replaced by like a clone that's terrible.
Yeah, I think no Jed Fish is, surprise, having an impact. I know Arizona fans don't want to hear that, but
maybe he should have followed him to Washington. You know who's not chugging? That was T-Mac. He's having a great year.
Yeah, that's true. That's how the Big 12 is playing out this week. That's Kevin Borba, Locked On Buffs. Kevin, appreciate it as always.